You know what's a thing? I think that to anyone who knows like what riftracks and Science Theater is, and I'm not gonna explain to anyone who doesn't because that would take like 5,000 years. But basically they're both shows about people sitting around talking about movies. But I think technically they're all movies because they're all like over an hour long, but they're not movies. They're shows. But okay, so Mystery Science Theater is more of a show than riftracks. Riftracks is literally just like middle-aged dudes sitting around talking about movies. But there's a little more to Mystery Science Theater. It's more of a cartoon in a lot of ways. And I think like the question on which is better is I mean, more people like Mystery Science Theater, I guess, but which is better? That's kind of a difficult question because they got different qualities. For example, I'd personally say that on average, I'm talking about old Mystery Science Theater, not the newer one. On average, riftracks is more funny, and that's important because you're sitting around for a long time. But I'd say that, well, there's so many variables, but I think like one of the biggest qualities that Mystery Science Theater has over riftracks that isn't like the characters, because it has characters, or the skits. I think its biggest quality when it comes to actual comedy is the fact that it's like a lot nicer. Riftracks is more digging in, a little more cruel, but also a little more honest at the same time. Well, Mystery Science Theater is a little more laid back, it's a lot more funny, It's a lot more, not funny, it's a lot more innocent. The insulty jokes are just kind of, they're not really criticisms, just kind of, poking a little bit of fun. And that kind of fits the theme, and I feel like that's always been a little more friendly to me, because, well, I'm a chick, so I guess I don't like conflicts. But Mystery Science Theater is a lot more, you're sitting around with your friends and you're watching a movie. Riftracks is a little more like, let's watch this bad movie with some other dudes. Like, you get the difference. And it's really reflected in intros and outros, I think. Especially the outro from Mystery Science Theater. Oh my god, my heart. If you ever heard the intro from Mystery Science Theater, it's basically the saddest music ever played. Not because it has sad lyrics or anything, just because it really perfectly captures the feeling of, like, you have this friend that you just adore, and you're not going to see him again for a whole nother week, and they're going to see him, but it just makes you sad. Oh. Anyway, I think actually the big question is, which is better, the intro for Mystery Science Theater or riftracks? I couldn't tell you because they're both so good. I mean, like, just many intros for Mystery Science Theater to get the point. They're all kind of the same, but, because riftracks is more catchy and more animated in a lot of ways. I mean, it's literally animated. But, yeah, it's a little more mainstream. While Mystery Science Theater is a little more, it's not quite as catchy, but it's a little more iconic. It's a little more original. Let's say that, yeah, it's a lot more original for its time than riftracks was for its time, Like, oh, it's just so cute. Like, it's adorable. But yeah. Riftracks isn't really made for me, like, as in it's made for, like, teenage dudes in the 90s, and I'm a teenage chick born in 2004, so, but that doesn't change the fact that it appeals to me. I kind of grew up on it in a way, a little bit. I never liked it growing up, in fact, I hated it growing up, but now I like it. It's weird, because, like, usually when someone grows up not liking something and then starts to like it, it's usually, like, a slow process. For me, literally, for years, I hated Mystery Science Theater. It scared me when I was little, because it's scary movies. And, I didn't get the jokes, and then one day I heard it in the living room when I was in the kitchen, and I was like, that's funny. It was so weird. Anyway, you gotta watch them both. They're both good. Make your own opinion on it, especially Mystery Science Theater. There's, different eras, so, watch the one you find interesting. Please.